Hello everyone, this is ISHWARYA Ramanathan IAS. In this video, I'll be discussing about mains book list, especially GS paper 1. Let's start the video with the presentation. So in this video, I'll be focusing about GS1. First of all, syllabus. Syllabus is very important for preparation, and right when you start your prelims preparation till your interview, syllabus is going to be your guiding light. And same with mains also. What I used to do is that whenever I used to prepare for my mains, I used to make separate notebooks. For GS1, I made a separate notebook. GS2, I made a separate notebook. Same for 3, 4, essay and all. And what I would do in the notebook is that first 2 pages, I will write down the syllabus completely. Instead of taking a printout and sticking it, I suggest aspirants to write it down so that you would know what all is there and how much is there. So I used to divide the syllabus into history, geography, and art and culture, and write the relevant topics, what is below history and what is below geography. So syllabus is very important. And luckily in GS1, mostly the syllabus is static. So it comes from a static books only. And the books are prelims books only. Whatever we have studied in prelims books only, we are going to study for GS1 also, but with a little different perspective. Because in prelims, we are just memorizing the books for facts. So if they ask any questions, we just have to recollect and write the answer for prelims. Whereas in GS1, we have to use that knowledge to analyze and write a beautiful answer for our mains. So here we have to remember the facts along with 2 or 3 points which you should be able to emulate in your answer. For example, if there is a question about Dravidian architecture and Nagara architecture, you should be able to remember at least 5 points about that, and you should be able to draw a diagram also. So the thumb rule in studying prelims books for mains is that you should be able to write any 5 points about any given topic in these prelims books. So you just remember 5 points to write a very good answer. And then newspaper is also very important. This is also as per your syllabus only. If there is any new article about art and culture or anything new about happening in the country, so you can just correlate it with the syllabus and you can write it in, but mostly it is static only. And also maps are also very important for a GS1. So whenever there is any geography question, you are going to draw a map and represent it. And history questions also, there is a lot of scope for you to draw maps and locate the places and mark the regions. So for all these, maps are very important, and you have to keep on referring them. And first thing, this is mostly art and culture only in this part of syllabus. So look carefully at the terms. It's Indian heritage and culture. Indian culture will cover the salient aspects of art form. Literature, meaning all those books, everything you have to study. Art forms. In art forms, it may be dance forms, paintings, drama, everything. And architecture from ancient to modern. So you have to cover ancient, medieval, and modern times. So for this, whatever is there in the syllabus, you should be aware of it, and you should have some knowledge about that to write something or the other about it in the mains exam. So syllabus is very important. So for this, I studied NCERT class 11 and Introduction to Indian Art. For mainly this book only I studied, and other than that, medieval India NCERT books, the lower level books, like not the old NCERT books, the new NCERT books of 6th, 7th, 8th, that our past part 2 and all, I studied for art and culture. And apart from that, Indian culture and art, Indian art and culture by Nitin Singhania, in that book also you can read selected topics. Like if you are not sure about which you haven't covered in any 2 books, you can read from that. But I personally, I didn't read a lot in that book. Only very few and selected topics like architecture and dance forms. Only those I read in Nitin Singhania. I didn't read that much in that book. And this is very important. Any one current affairs magazine with art and culture current affairs. So Vision ISPT 365 I read. So the good thing is that in the magazine, they will also give you a small background about the static also, and they'll give you the current affairs. So this is more than enough for your art and culture topics. Beyond this is not needed. Only this much is required. And after this, it's all only your practice. And second, we'll see about geography. In geography, is also there's a huge chunk of portions. So first thing is world's physical geography, then distribution of key natural resources across the world. This is across the world, not only India, not only the coal reserves and iron reserves in India, but it's also across the world. So they can ask any questions like why is fishing industry concentrated on the eastern coast of any continent, or why is how are currents helping in a particular economy and all. So this is the key natural resources across the world. Any one question or two question may come, and factors responsible for the location of primary, secondary, and tertiary sector industries in various parts of the world, including India, and important geophysical phenomena such as earthquakes, tsunami, volcanic activity, and cyclone. So this last topic is what we have already covered in our prelims. We have already read about earthquakes and volcanic activity and cyclone in our own NCERT books. So that book is more than enough. For the first same as prelims book list, that is your NCERT and your mainly that fundamentals of physical geography book. And for these other two topics, you can read this Gocheng Leong book, Certificate Physical and Human Geography. The relevant topics you can read. Other than this, you can go through your previous year question papers and you can somehow identify from where they are asking. I used to study a lot of value addition materials, which was given in Vision IAS website. And other materials also we can read. Mostly it is that only for geography. Modern Indian history from about the middle of the 18th century until the present, significant events, personalities, and issues. The freedom struggle, its various stages, and important contributors or contributions from different parts of the country. So for this also, I only relied upon a brief history of modern India spectrum by Rajiv Wahi, the spectrum book which we referred for prelims only. I studied for this also, but in a mains perspective. So as I have to remember the points, I have to understand and analyze and write. So Modern India, class 10 by Bipin Chandra, the old NCERT you can read. It's very, very good for mains preparation, because apart from facts, they also have the reasons and analysis, which will be very useful for your mains answer writing. And this is another one important book, India's Struggle for Independence by Bipin Chandra. But I have not bought that book or read that book completely. I just took a summary of the book from some academy. So you can also take the summary of this book, or if you are reading it, it's better and good. But if you have not read that book and you're relying only for spectrum, you can just take a summary of the book or a material based on this book and just complete it. So post-independence consolidation and reorganization within the country. So this is one topic which we have not read widely in our prelims, because we haven't covered it in our spectrum or any other topics. Post-independence consolidation is mostly in polity. We would have read a few topics, but for mains perspective, we haven't read that much. So for this, I read Vision IAS material on post-independence, and in internet you would find out many materials from many other websites and academies also. So any such material will do, because they are going to ask only one question, and you just need to have an awareness about what all happened, what all events happened at that time, and how did it happen. If that awareness is there, that is enough. You don't have to mark up any year or any facts, anything like that, because it's not like prelims, it's mains exam, and you can write what you know and what you want. So you can choose to avoid years and facts, and you can choose to write the analytical part also. So you don't need to stress more on this topic. Just take any material from any coaching institute and you can complete this. And world history. This is another one topic which we haven't read during our prelims preparation. So this would include history of the world from 18th century, mainly industrial revolution, world wars, redrawal of national boundaries, colonization, decolonization, political philosophies like communism, capitalism, socialism, etc. So all these, it's like quite vast for us, and in a very short period to prepare this much is very, very difficult. And it's usually only one question question. I don't think they have asked 2 questions from world history, but it's mostly 1 question only. And there are few years where they didn't ask questions from world history also. That doesn't mean that we shouldn't prepare world history. We should also prepare it, but at the same time, we should not spend a lot of time on that. We should have the background information about what happened from the 18th century, and you should have an idea about industrial revolution, where it took place, how it took place, and who were the inventors during that time. And world wars also, the sequence you should remember. You just need a broad awareness, no need to mug up anything, and you have to read it from somewhere because it's quite vast and it's completely new portions for you. NCERT books are about things. Excuse me. Then Tamil Nadu board history books also have very good information. I will share the link in the description. Then you can choose any academic material and you can just complete the portions. Just search for world history notes and you can find any good material you find, you can read that. That is more than enough. But you don't have to spend too much time on this. Trust me, you don't have to spend too much time like I'm studying world history for weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Don't prepare world history that much. It's not needed. Basic knowledge is enough so that you should be able to write an answer of 1 page, 2 page. That much is enough for the world history. Then Indian society. This is also one topic. It's quite open-ended. They can ask anything. And good thing is that everyone has a basic knowledge about the social issues, so we can write good answers. But to enrich the answers with more theoretical content and more current affairs, we should do some preparation, and that would be enough for society. I followed my academy notes. I studied in RMIS Academy, so that notes I followed for society. It was not that vast, very few notes only. Then this book I followed. It's Indian Society for Civil Services Mains Exam Preparation, GS Paper 1 by Mr. Kumar M. Sendil and Rajesh sir. So this link also I put in the description. Like that, you can take any one small book or any simple material for society and you can complete it. Apart from these, I studied Vision IAS value-added material and newspaper articles for these topics: role of women and women's organization, urbanization, developmental issues, poverty, and effects of globalization on Indian society, social empowerment, communalism, regionalism. There might be any one question from these topics. So you just read newspaper articles which are relevant to this syllabus, and also some academic material which would help you with understanding the concepts and which will give you some content to write upon it. So yeah, so basically this is the book list for GS1. You have to complete it, and the static portions are the prelims book list. You have to study it in a way it is suited for mains preparation. Namely, you have to be able to analyze it, you have to give reasons for it, and you have to establish at least 5 relevant points from that particular topic. And world history, you don't have to spend much time in that. Same with society also. You just take any related material to that, and the rest of it is only answer writing and practice. You can add value to your questions by drawing diagrams and drawing maps. For example, you can draw punched mark coins. You can draw any Nagara architecture. You can describe. You can describe Dravidian architecture. You can be very creative with your drawings, and you can introduce a lot of maps. So this is the strategy to go on about with GS paper 1. Thank you.